Hello folks, I hope that you're all doing well in these crazy things happening nowadays, so I hope that you're all doing well first. But today we will have something to review from Retevis. So most of you are interested in the public safety, radio communications and police scanners, so this might be interesting to you. So let's start. So here we are. So we have two units inside the box. These are two radios. I thought that they were gonna send me just one unit but unexpectedly they sent me two units, which is really surprising. Thank you, Retevis, that you're making this review happening. So let me show you what's inside those boxes. So what do we have here? Two RT5 radios from Retevis. And the box itself looks pretty good because it gives us some informations. They call it professional quality and user-friendly design. It also contains the lithium battery, which is very great because your battery will not die after like 1 hour of usage, which is pretty good. This battery will last like 8 hours, let's say. Sound quality is very clear. It uses a digital signal processing system and transmission distance is very good. So let's open the box and see what's inside. So here is the radio itself, and inside we have the radio itself. Pretty nice looking, as they call it, user-friendly design. This is some kind of packaging, probably from the factory. So this is the radio itself. Looks pretty good. It also has the battery installed inside already. That's because the air traffic and postage regulations. So this is the radio. Below we have this is the programming cable for the radio. So that's pretty good because you get a programming cable. You can connect it to your computer and you're done programming in like, I don't know, 10 minutes if you know the frequencies. Inside we have a short manual, user's manual. So it contains all the informations that you need, what's what, how to use the radio and other things. I'll show you that later. VHF-UHF antenna. Charger. Headphones for the radio, so you can discreetly listen to the radio. Belt clip, same for the radio, and the charger. Pretty good charger, small one. So let's start. That's it? Yes. So let's start with the radio. So here they are, the radios itself with the accessories. The radios look very user-friendly. They're really good looking. I used a couple Chinese radios. I'm not gonna name them in this video, but I used a couple Chinese radios and they were not looking this great because, I don't know, this radio is looking pretty great. It contains the lithium battery, which is 7.4, and the capacity is 100 and 800 milliamp hours, which is pretty good. So let's power on the radio. You power it on over here on this knob. Because it's a welcome message. You're in the channel mode. So in the channel mode, what's the difference between the channel mode and frequency mode? In the channel mode, you just listen to the program channels, so those that you program. In the frequency mode, so you change the frequency mode and the channel mode here. You just press this button and it's gonna sound.
Frequency mode.
So we are in the frequency mode right now. So in the frequency mode, you just listen to the manually programmed frequency. So you can just scan you can scan the frequencies too in the manual mode or frequency mode, but you will just listen to the frequency that you type in. So it's manually done. So in the frequency mode, you need to manually type the frequency. So I don't know, for example,
15465 0.
so for example this frequency, and here you can type the frequency that you want. So it's manually programmed. In the channel mode, you program it over the computer or on the radio, so you can just go from the channel to channel, not like in the frequency mode where you need to type the exact frequency. So here we have the top button. It gives us an FM radio, so you can listen to your favorite radio station. It also gives the lower button gives us a flashlight, which is very great for this price. So it has two modes. We also have with the IB, you change the lower and the upper frequency. If you press band, it will change from the VHF that we are on right now. It will change to the UHF, as you see. Now it's on 400, and now we are on 155, which is VHF. Here we have the menu. We'll go from the menu. This is squelch. I don't know. I put the radios on the tree. I put the squelch on the tree because it works the best for me, but may not work the best for you. So this is the frequency step. I usually put this one. This is good. Takes power. You don't need blocks. Okay, this are all. So if you don't want beep, like when you press the key, you can deactivate it here, as you see. But we want to. So this is the thought time. You can set the timeout, transmit over time. So here is the 60 seconds, which is the time that you can transmit, and after 60 seconds it will just drop down. So we can set it like for 480 seconds of transmission. So we have like some other CES things and like you need for the repeater. So you can choose the voice if you want the Chinese or in the English one, or if you just want it to turn it on because it annoys you. But I want in the English one. These are some other options that we have. I will not go to them because most of us don't need them. So you can choose if you want the lower frequency to be the channel. No, this is the upper frequency. So you can choose the name if you want the channel name to be the frequency, or how you name it. So for example, you name it fire department, and it's gonna say fire department on the upper frequency, on the upper channel, and on the lower one, it's gonna say the frequency of the one that you program. For example, I don't know, 155.455. It's gonna say. So let's go on. These are some repeater options that you can use. You can set if you want to go to the plus or minus. You can set the offset for the repeater. You can memory channel, so you can like choose the frequency. You go to the option 27, and you just select the channel number you want the radio to program it at. So I don't know, for example, 8. It's successfully programmed. You can here delete the channeling. Just choose the number what you want. You can choose the backlight that you want. The receiving LED light. The one for the transmission. You can choose the alarm. I'll show you that later. It's like the panic button. So these are all options that you don't mostly need. You can also activate the Roger beep, so you know where your transmission ends. And you can also reset the radio. So the rotor beep sounds like this. So you know when your transmission is down. So you can activate the alarm. It will sound. You can choose if you want it to sound on the frequency, so you let your mates that you're experiencing an emergency, or you can just so it broadcasts on the radio. So if you want to activate the alarm, you press the upper button for like 3 seconds, and it goes on. It's pretty loud, and the flashlight goes on. It's pretty loud and pretty good thing for a $30 radio. So you can get this radio for only $30, which is pretty good. So $30 radio does the job. I know a guy that uses these radios for the construction, and he said that those radios sound a lot better than the radios he had, and they paid the $600 for each radio at that time. But he said that these radios are a lot more useful than radios that they use on the construction site. Here are two great antennas. I used those before on the other radios, but these antennas are very good because they're VHF and UHF, so that's dual band, and they have the most common SMA female connector, which is pretty good. They're more durable than SMA male. Here we have the belt clip, so put it on the back side so you can hang it on the belt. We have the charger. It's pretty good. Looks pretty good. So here are some things. You have the adapter, so plug that in. On the back side, you plug this connector at the back side and just connect it to the outlet. So for $30 you get all these. You get the belt clip, you get the antenna, you get the charger, the adapter, the radio itself, and you get the headphones. The PDT button, the hanger, so you can hang it on the shirt, and also the connector that you put it inside the radio. This is a belt flip, so you can hang it on the belt. You just screw it to the radio and you can hang it on the belt and carry it on. The charger itself, the adapter. This is the pretty useful thing because you can program all on computer, so you don't have to have nightmares with manual programming. So it's much easier. You will be done in like 15 minutes if you know the frequencies. So let's test the radios.
This is something 1.5 miles from the other radio. 1 mile from the other radio. I'm inside the building at the moment. 2 miles from the other radio. I'm on the low power, located inside the car. 3 miles from the radio, out in the field. 4 or 5 miles from the radio, still in the field. 8.5 miles exactly from the other radio. I'm currently in the field, on the high power.
So here we are in the chirp. I use chirp software for all my radios that I use. So I program all my radios that I can program in this software because it's much easier than the original one that you get with the radio. So before you do this, you need to connect the programming cable to the connector, to the port on the right side of the radio. You will see it's covered with rubber thing. You will just need to plug it in and connect it to the port on the computer. So after you do this, you need to turn on the radio and you need to put the volume on the max. When you do that, you go to the radio and you press download from radio. So it gets all the frequencies from the radio. Now it's cloning. Once the clone progress is done, you will see what frequencies do we have in the radio. It will show Yes, it's done. So it will show us the frequencies that are programmed in. So when you do that, when you want to download from the radio, you need to select the Baofeng UE5R type, because they are almost the same radios. So for example, I want the first channel to have the frequency that's, I don't know, FRS first channel is 462.5625. I'm gonna call it, I don't know, channel 1. Yes, channel 1. Channel 1. For example, I wanted to have the low power on that one, and I will select the low power. If I want to select the scanning to skip that channel, I will select the S on the skip. So you just list the frequencies on here, on the frequency one. So you list the frequencies here, you name them here. You can put the tones if you want them to, if you require them. So for example, you can put all those if you want to. And you can also select the duplex and offset for the repeaters. Also the power and the scanning. When you go to settings, you can change the squelch, all those fancy things you want to do. So for example, you want to put the dual watch. So that's a pretty useful thing. If you're listening, if you want listening for radio to listen to 2 channels, you will select these. So it listens to 2 channels at in the same time, not at the same time. If they are active at the same time, it will not listen at them, but on standby it will monitor those 2 channels. So you have all those features you want to try out. So you can all select them here, and that's pretty it about the radio. So if you want to import the frequencies, for example, from some sites, if you want to import all the public safety frequencies for your county, you go to radio reference, you choose the radio reference .com/US, and you just need to register there. When you register, you need to type in the username and password and the zip code. For example, for me it's I don't know, yes, because I'm not registered there, so I can't try it out. So you can just, if you want to, for channels to have the stuff like that, for example, you go to the import from stock configuration, and you can choose the pre-programmed channels. For example, I will choose where are there? I will choose the railroad channels. So it's preparing the memory list, and you have all the channels in. And for example, I'll put them in. Now we have those here. I will turn on the radio. We go to the radio, upload to the radio. You choose the port that's programming cable connected to, and you just click OK. Now it's programming those channels to the radio. Once that is done, you can use the radio. So you have all the channels set in. You can put the channels that you want. You can find the frequencies on the net. It's pretty simple to use, very cheap, as I might say, and very good to have. You must get this radio. It's pretty useful, pretty cheap. So you must get this radio. It's pretty good, pretty cheap, and everything. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, this test. If you want more tests of other radios or any specific theme you want, feel free to comment, or if you need help with this radio, feel free to email me. I will leave the email in the comments and description. So feel free to contact me about the radio or other radios if I know I will help you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you're a subscriber, and please like. Thanks. See you guys.